story takes place in 1902, Kolkata, when Obai Chonde was just 6 years old. The whole family was going to a temple. When they were coming out the temple, Obai saw a little chariot. Even though begging for a long time to take it home with them, his parents did not allow due to its heaviness. Instead, his father told him that he will make a chariot at home. After making it, Obai was ecstatic, so were his siblings. Then his father, Guru Mohandev, decided to tell the story of how Sri Jagannath, Sri Baladev and Subhadra Maharani were formed.
Once upon a time, there lived a king called Indradumna, who was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. He had a great desire to meet him face to face. Once, a Brahmana came to the palace and told the king about an incarnation of Lord Vishnu named Nilamadhava. The king sent different Brahmanas out to search for the Lord Nilamadhava. They all returned unsuccessful except a priest named Vidyapati. Vidyapati at once set to go and find that deity. After a long time, he came to a man named Vishvavashu who had a daughter named Lalita. After some time, he married Lalita. In the meantime, he spotted that his father-in-law would leave the house very early and come back at sunset, and he would smell of the most beautiful flowers of the world. One day, out of curiosity, he decided that he would ask his father-in-law to tell him where he would go every day. Vishvavashu was hesitant, but told him that he goes to worship Nilamadhava. After begging Vishvavashu for a very long time, he finally agreed to take Vidyapati with him with the condition that his eyes would be closed until they reached the destination. However, Vidyapati was too smart and dropped mustard seeds on the way. When Vidyapati arrived, he saw the beautiful statue of Nilamadhava, whilst his father-in-law was collecting some flowers. However, he had seen that after some time it had vanished. When Vishvavashu returned, he saw that his Nilamadhava was gone. He felt betrayed by his son-in-law and had tied him up as a punishment. After some hard work and effort from his wife Lalita, Vidyapati was freed and left to go to King Indradumna, who was anxiously waiting. When Vidyapati told him the news of the missing statue, King Indradumna was in so much grief that he decided to fast. One night when he was sleeping, a voice from the sky told him that Lord Vishnu would take a form of a driftwood called Daru Brahma. Finally, when the driftwood was spotted, the king asked all the men and elephants in his kingdom to lift that piece of wood, but no one could. So in that night, Lord Jagannath told Indradumna that only Vishvavashu could do it, and really, the next day he easily lifted it up in a chariot. King Indradumna had the best sculptors come to carve the deity of Lord Jagannath. As soon as they started, their chisels broke to pieces. The Supreme Lord himself came in disguise as an old artist who named himself Ananta Maharana. He said that if he was able to work behind closed doors for 21 days, then the deities would be carved. The old sculptor then took Daru Brahma into the temple and the doors were closed. After 14 days passed, the king could not hear any sounds, so opened the door of the temple by force. The king did not see the sculpture, but instead he saw the three forms of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, and Lord Balarama. Their fingers and toes were unfinished. Thinking himself to be a great offender, the king decided to give up his life. Lord Jagannath appeared to him in a dream. He told the king that he had accepted what his devotee had given him. Now this is how they were formed.